Good morning and welcome to the Leadership Pro. I am Dr. Wilhelmina and I'm your host today. This podcast is where fairness meets leadership and wellness meets purpose. Today's topic is the leadership skills no one thanks you for. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Well, actually, when I say we, I mean me. I'm the only one here. So, let's talk about this. Some of the most important leadership skills will never be applauded. No recognition, no acknowledgement, sometimes not even awareness that the work was done. But without these skills, things would quietly fall apart. So today we're talking about the leadership skills no one thanks you for, the invisible work that keeps workplaces, families, and communities steady. This episode isn't about being overlooked, it's about naming leadership maturity. So, why? What is the reason that invisible leadership skills exist? Let me point these out to you. Prevention doesn't look impressive, right? I work in prevention, but other topics, but it doesn't look pretty. It's hard to measure. Calm leadership often gets mistaken for nothing happening. Fairness removes drama, which removes attention. Ethical leaders reduce chaos before it becomes visible. That's your job. You don't want the chaos to be visible. You want to relieve it or reduce it. So when leadership is done well, people assume it's easy. It's not necessarily easy. So you have situations that are and not pretty, but in your leadership growth, as you develop your leadership muscle, you tend to do these things naturally. People don't know the effort you put in order to do this because you do it so professionally and quiet. So remember, when we're talking about leadership here, we're talking about leadership at home, leadership in with the family. We're talking about leadership in the community and also leadership at work. A lot of times those are our examples that I use are from work, but we're talking about all three places because we need leaders. So I want to walk you through these slowly and reflectively. Some statements. Staying calm when provoked. That's one example of skills no one thanks you for. Restraint is not weakness, it's discipline. Thinking before you react. Some leaders don't respond quickly because they're slow, but because they're responsible. Consistency over popularity. Being fair means you'll disappoint people who expect exceptions. That's not easy when you think about how people might react or how it might affect the people that you're being consistent with. Protecting others from unnecessary chaos. Sometimes leadership means absorbing stress as others don't have to, and that is not easy either. To protect others, and for me, I will say we protect people in our family, we protect people in the community, and for me, most of my experience, I always protect my child, but most of my experience came from protecting others in the workplace. making sure that I'm that buffer between them and others that might try to get to them in negative ways or use their negative leadership, abusive leadership towards the people that I supervise. So you're taking in the brunt of this stress. You're absorbing the pain and of the stress, but it's so that those others don't have to, so they can do their job. You're removing that barrier of them being able to do their job because they're emotional about stress that's caused by somebody that's not even you as a supervisor. Okay, so carrying responsibility quietly. You don't always talk about it. Not every burden needs an audience. You keep it to yourself. Holding boundaries without announcements. Strong leaders don't need to perform authority. It just is. Your people know that's who you are. You're their supervisor. You're in charge. You've been charged with carrying the weight of the office, and then you work with your employees or direct reports to get the results that you need. You take those barriers away. So how these skills show up everywhere. So we're talking about at home, at work, and in the community. So at work, it's leadership beyond titles. You're stabilizing your team. You won't always get a clap on the back or acknowledged for that stabilizing of the teams, but it's critical. You need that. At home, you got to regulate your emotions. Regulate it for the family. Definitely not getting a clap on the back for that. In communities, you're the quiet steward. So you're there, you're working hard, with your head down, and you're quiet. You don't tell everybody everything that you do. But it's not about your title at that point. You're just working like everybody else. Leadership is not positional, it's behavioral, it's in your actions. So let's close with this reflection. If no one thanked you for staying steady, for being fair, for thinking things through, let this be your reminder. Leadership that creates safety doesn't need applause. It gives you a good feeling. You know that if you've been that person. Reflect on one invisible skill you used this week. And then share this episode with a leader who never gets the credit so that they know what they're doing is critical. They may not get that credit, but it's important. So thank you for showing up today, for being here for this podcast. And I'm sure you're going to share it out with people that need to hear it. Oh, and thank you so much for the people that have downloaded my podcast, the people that continue listening. I appreciate you. This is Dr. Wilhelmina, and this is the Leadership Pro. Oh, and by the way,